started. So welcome to Path of a Plumber podcast. I am here with Victor Rancour. He is the owner of Absolute Airflow. We were just talking, and even though you do the ACs and focus on that, we were actually just talking about your plumbing division and how you just kind of started that up. You want to talk just a little bit about kind of the fast track that you've been on in business?
Yeah, man. So thanks for having me on. I know we've been trying to connect, and I'm glad we finally made it on. I'm a busy guy, like you probably are yourself. But yeah, so in my path, I started in heating and air conditioning, going on 6 years ago in March 2015 is when I started. Knowing nothing about HVAC, never been really in the trades. I did some construction work, stuff like that. Mostly, sales jobs most of my life. So I got into it, and I kind of fell in love with HVAC, and I became very good at it. Very quickly, I became the top selling tech in the country. The company I was working for, we were part of Airtime 500. So I was Airtime 500 #1 selling tech in the country, 2017, almost the whole year in 2017. And then at the end of 2017, I was recruited and paid a shit ton of cash to go work for another competitor. I still remember that day because I went to go interview with him, and he's like, "Hey," I'm like, "I don't know, man." He's like, "How about you and your family? We'll fly you out first class to Hawaii, and we'll put you on they put me in like a presidential suite on the North Shore of Kauai, paid me all this cash to come work for him." So that's when I kind of realized, like, holy shit, like this industry there's a lot more opportunity out there than I was even thinking, because I've only worked for the same company, and I made a good amount of money. I mean, the company I worked at is the biggest home service company in Southern California, which is Service Champions. Now they have a really large plumbing division now too. So working for them, I mean, I made great money. As a sales guy, I was making close to $500,000 a year doing that. And then, I decided to have an entrepreneurial seizure and start a business. And I think it was like 5 days before, I was drinking beers with a buddy in his pizza shop. And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm doing this. I'm doing really great." He's like, "Why are you working for somebody? Why don't you do it yourself?" Because at that point, I was a sales manager, service manager, kind of acting GM. I was the one making all the decisions for the business owner who's living in Hawaii. He's living in Hawaii and running his business in Southern California.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, you know what? I thought about it. And then all of a sudden, 5 days later, I had a business. I came up with a name. We got all this shit in place like really quick. I texted everybody on my phone, "Hey, I'm starting a business," and kind of took off. Very first day, we had an install from a friend of mine. And then from there, we never slowed down. I mean, within 4 months, we had 10 employees. We had 10 full-time employees. By January of 2019, we had 10 employees. We grew quick. Year one, we did about $5 million in revenue. And that was in 2019. Last year, we just got finished with 2020. We did about 12.5 million out of my one location. We just acquired another business, which is about a $7 million a year shop. So I've been going through the transition of that over the last month. And yeah, man, that's kind of where I'm at now. It's just now we're kind of fast tracked. I'm in the process of buying businesses in multiple states and things along those lines.
Yeah, and you had said though that you had got dialed in your heating and air conditioning pay-per-click campaign. Did you do that yourself, or you had a company, or like just? It sounds like the sales and marketing, you just kind of hit the ground running.
You know what? The first thing was, I hired a bunch of shitty marketing companies, like everybody else when you start a business. You're like, "Oh, this guy can get you leads. This guy can get you leads," and then you realize leads aren't easy to get unless you build a brand and you build a little bit of a reputation too. So it's like everyone wants to hope and pray, just give money to the digital marketer, he's going to bring me in leads, right? Yeah, it does work like that, but it's a compound interest of other things that go along with it. So you have to start building your real brand. You got to build a nice website. You got to do all these things. And I remember in the beginning, I was like, "Here, I give this guy money," and then no leads are coming in. Wow. I'm like, "Well, this is fucked." You know what I mean? And I had to kind of figure out a way to get business. And how I got business, I learned how to do social media marketing, and that's what I'm good at, and that's what I specialize in. And I do it for 70 different contractors across the country now as home service digital marketing for home service or for HVAC businesses.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my niche. Once we kind of figured that out, how to do that, that kind of grew us quickly, because we were able to get to the customers that we want, which are replacement leads. And you put me in front of replacement leads, I'm gonna sell the shit out of them. So we were able to sell the business really quickly. Yeah. But as far as plumbing, man, like I said, me and you just got on this conversation before this. I'm like, I'm about to to do my plumbing ads because that's been my redheaded stepchild, to be honest. Like I specialize in HVAC, and then trying to learn how to do the plumbing side has just been a nightmare.
Yeah, it sounds like sales, marketing, business development is kind of like your sweet spot. And it sounds like you've kind of figured that out, and you've even started buying companies. So it's kind of like 2-3 years and you're already doing 20 plus million in revenue.
Yeah, this year we'll do about we're budgeting around 30 million. This is our third year in business.
Wow.
And that's between the two businesses here. Then I also own Hero Heating and Air out in Utah. And that business they did about 2 million. I just came on with that business, so we're hoping to do 5 million this year. And then I also opened a pest control business, so I'm hoping the pest control pretty quick too.
Nice. All right. That's cool. I mean, it sounds like you're an entrepreneur at spirit, though. You know, it sounds like you figured out the trades, but you're an entrepreneur by spirit and think big and move quickly, it sounds like.
Yeah, man. And I think that's a lot of people's, they have great ideas and they're too scared to put it in action. And that's been something that I'm good at. Like if I come up with an idea, I just fucking run with it. And I think that if more people did that, they would see a lot more success. I think they're too scared to hire the next guy, or they're too scared to do that marketing or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're too scared to put the money out and they hope it comes back. And a lot of that's coming, hiring someone like you, right? That's what you specialize in. Like, you're like, I can do this all day long. Yeah. And, finding those guys is hard. I went through 4 marketing companies in my first year in business, and I had small marketing companies, I had big marketing companies, and all of them kind of just shit the bed. And I found that, you got to kind of find someone that has a niche in that market. Yeah. Because what I was doing, I was the customer, and I was telling them what ads to run all day. And I'm like, why do I got to tell you what freaking ads to run?
Yeah.
You're the marketing company.
Yeah, that's why I don't even try to take on any. Like, I tried to take on med spas and gyms, and I can't deliver like I can for a plumbing company who wants 100 drain calls next month. I'll just turn it on and it runs and it's going to work, and I know it's going to work. And I once I sign them up, I don't have to fight for their business. It's done,
Yeah. So the power of that, right? If anybody listening is like, the power of that is phenomenal, because a lot of these marketing companies, they're the jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
And my marketing company, we know our niche. I don't mess with plumbing. I just can't. I just don't generate plumbing leads. I don't generate them on social media. It's not a good spot for plumbing leads. People don't go to Facebook when they got a plumbing emergency, right?
Yeah. They go to Google. That's it. They
go to Google.
Google. Yeah.
You got to have Google dialed down, and that's something we just don't even want to focus on. Like, for my clients, they ask, I'm just like, I don't do plumbing, so that's not the leads.
Well, we should work something out. I could white label it and do it for you.
Hey, we can set that up tomorrow, to be honest, man. Like I said, if we can get plumbing leads, like I said, we have a lot of clients, and a lot of clients that are interested in plumbing. We just kind of push it away.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think the biggest thing in business, right, is getting processes in place. I'm a very, very good salesman, and for HVAC, and I was for a long time, and I was a $5 million a year salesman. And to be able to, put those processes in place, everybody asks me, how'd you scale your business so fast? And well, I put the sales process in place so that when we go in the house from day one, we weren't the cheapest in the market. We were already probably one of the mid to high range companies, because I had the processes in place. I had the sales books. I had we were wearing booties. We had doormats. We had all these picture books to show the customer all our work that we did. So we were able to, when I'm in a home, a lot of contractors do the opposite. They tell their techs to go out there and sell something, but they didn't give them a fucking price book. They have to call them over the phone to try to get stuff. I had a plumber in my house writing a fucking estimate on a napkin. That's when I decided to start plumbing. So I called 10 plumbers. 9 of them didn't answer. The one that answered showed up. The guy didn't have any focus on trying to sell me something. I would have bought whatever the hell he told me. I wanted my plumbing to work the day before Super Bowl, right? But instead, he's over here trying to, he's like, well, you can probably go get the toilet and do it yourself. I'm like, no, dude, I want you to get this done. Yeah. And he's like, well, let me get you a price. And then he goes out and he writes the price on the napkin, and he comes into my house and he's like, well, I can do it for this price, or, if I can call and see if I can get a discount. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
That's literally the day I decided to start a plumbing business. I'm like, if I can just do the same thing that I do for HVAC for plumbing, I'm going to make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I'll tell you, where you can do that is in drains, man. You can't do it water, you can't do it leaks. Drains is where everyone I've ever seen make any money in plumbing. It's always, they figure out the drain system of, $99 drain clean special. They go out, they clear the line, they camera the line, they sell the dig, the liner, whatever it may be. That's who makes the money,
Yeah, and I have a buddy of mine. I don't know if you know Rooter Ranger.
Rooter Ranger? No, I don't know. No.
Rooter Ranger, they're the fastest growing plumbing company in the country. They're Arizona, wow. California, Nevada, Utah. He started about 3.5, 4 years ago. All they do is drain. All they do is drain. And I go and meet up with them, right? And he's just got this massive valuation on his business, and he's living the fucking life, man. All they do is drain. Nothing else. They don't even barely got any shops. They just fucking send the guys from home, sell fucking drains, and we'll come install the drains, right?
Yeah.
And that's all they do. And they have radio, TV, or they do radio, TV, and they do PPC. That's kind of their primary focus is Google. Yeah. And I talked to him. I'm like, dude, I got the guys that can sell. I just don't have how to get the fucking drain calls, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Yeah.
So I think that's where I'm at right now. Like if I was able to fill my board with some drain calls, so that's why as soon as we get off this, we're gonna have a conversation. If I can fill my board with drain calls, I have a multi-million-dollar plumbing business. I got radio. I do massive amounts of marketing. I spend $100,000 plus a month on marketing, for plumbing and HVAC. And if I can get people those leads, then I already know that I'm going to capitalize on it because I have the people. And I don't think people realize it, the power of the right marketing, the right consumer, right? How do I get to the person I freaking want?
Yeah.
And I think that's the key to success, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you guys push a big membership program or maintenance program through your HVAC?
Yeah, I do. So my maintenance programs include plumbing services. So they get free emergency calls, stuff like that. So I have, 2,200 members in there. That includes free water heater flush a year and plumbing inspection. So at least we get in there, we do the water heater flush, do the plumbing inspection. So we're building that client base, and those clients, right, are repeat customers. They pay me monthly for us to come out. So those are more preventative maintenance. Those guys are ready to do stuff when it's recommended.
Yeah.
So that's been massive for our business too. Obviously, the recurring revenue, because we charge like $20-something a month.
You just do like a monthly subscription. Yeah.
Monthly subscription, and obviously we build that, and that becomes your business valuation is going to go up drastically. Because like now I'm in, as we've grown so fast, I'm in conversations with private equity firms, things like that. They all want a piece of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Was it Ranger Group? Have you ever heard of them? They're a big private equity firm that invests in big home services companies.
The Wrench Group?
Range Group, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of the Wrench Group. At this point, I don't really need the money. You know what I mean? So I enjoy doing everything myself and be able to have the decisions that I want to make. Yeah. My work, we're not spreadsheeting everybody to death. We're just trying to have fun and make money. And I think more than half my organization, I trained them from scratch. They knew nothing about heating and air or plumbing. So it's just been a fun ride, man. I'm 32 years old and now I got, my hands in all these different things. I started a financing company too. So we're rolling out a financing company, also a home warranty company that we started, which is about to be massive too. So there's just a lot of stuff that I have my hands in, and I just don't like having people tell me what I can and can't do.
Yeah. You're in that stage where you're finally feeling it, that you could try your ideas and no one can tell you no. And if it works, it works. You reap it. If it fails, it's on you and you get to move on.
No, and I think that's one of the beauty things. I don't really like, if I come up with an idea, I just implement that shit normally, and if it might be the right choice, it might not, but in my head, it's right. We're going to go do it,
Yeah.
And, so far I've been right, and I've been wrong sometimes, but most of the time it's been, you just have to trust yourself. And if it sounds good, I always think about everything I do as a business owner, I pretend I'm a consumer. Would I want that? Yeah, I fucking want that. All right, perfect. Let's do it. Right. So that's been my forte, is being able to implement shit quickly.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you execute. That's good. Anything else you want to add? I mean, I think we kind of covered it. Anything you want to throw out there that we just haven't talked about?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess, one of the things is, I focus a lot on helping, other business owners. So if you guys do reach out to me, I do help, and I do it for free. I don't charge people to help them, especially HVAC guys. Plumbing, like I said, if y'all want to give me some free advice, you can. I'm still learning. Man. I think that, one of the big things is always every day is just trying to get better and trying to get to the next level. For me, I have massive goals. I want to be a billionaire by the time I'm 45 is my goal, and I'll hit it. My goal is by 30 to be a multimillionaire. I did that. I'm going to hit the other goals. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of guys, they set their goals so fucking, they think they're setting their goals high. Like, oh, you need to set that shit way fucking higher. if I had told myself 2 years ago I'd be where I'm at now, I undershot. I was like, oh, I just want to have 5 or 6 employees. Well, now I have 75 employees. We're growing fast. And I think that if you set your goal higher, you're going to have something better to chase, I guess.
Yeah. Awesome. Is there, you want to shout out just where people can find you, website, phone number, just in case someone wants to reach out?
Yeah, man, you guys can reach out to me. I do have a home service group on Facebook. It's a pretty large group. It's home service owners and closers I run. Also, if you want to reach out to me, you can reach me directly on my Facebook page. I respond pretty quickly. I also do a live host on like Clubhouse. If you guys got Clubhouse, you can find me. My tag is Airflow CEO. So I do a lot of free information on there. But yeah, other than that, man, you guys can reach out. You can give me an email at victor@callservicehero.com. And like I said, I'd love to help. That's literally my passion, is helping other business owners. And then me and you got to talk right now about some plumbing job calls.
Awesome. Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you. Awesome.
All right, bro.
All right.